Welcome to a sports betting podcast from pregame.com for the week of February 19th, 2010. I'm your host, RJ Bell. I'm joined by Marco D'Angelo, 30 years in the business, Vegas runner, genuine professional bettor here in Vegas, star of the CNBC special on gambling. This is segment 4 of 4, big game preview. We have Kentucky and, who's Kentucky?
Vanderbilt.
Oh, I knew that. Vanderbilt. Kentucky and Vanderbilt, big game. Is this really the second best game on Saturday?
It's Saturday, ESPN, 6 o'clock.
It's a big one, for Vandy. They're
right.
first and second in the conference.
Maybe I'm not a big enough college basketball fan. All right, so the way we do it, and some of you regular listeners are getting used to it, VR tells us what the line should be, Marco tells us what the line's going to be, and then when the line comes out, they're wrong, then you know there's some value. What should the line be?
Okay, I made Kentucky a 1-point road favorite and the total 154.5.
What's the line gonna be?
Well, it took 4 games, but we finally agree on one. I got Kentucky -1.
Okay, so we're saying that right now it looks like that your true handicap on the game and the way the books are going to be coming out looks about the same. All right, so we've already had 3 free picks, and remember, everyone's been red hot. Some of us hotter than others, but everyone's been hot with the freebies. You can get all those at pregame.tv. This game, we're just going to talk about it in a general sense, see if there's any leans or anything. So you guys, whoever wants to jump in first, tell me something about this game.
I think it's going to be a great game. You got 2 teams that play pretty much the same style of basketball. Tempo, they both got big men, and it's going to come down to how strong of a home court does Vandy really have. They haven't lost at home all year. You know, this team's 13-0 in their building. So, I mean, for a team to come in, even though we're only saying it's going to be 1, the odds makers might come out with a little higher number because Kentucky just only have 1 loss this season. And they did beat Vandy by 13, right, the first time they met. So I think if they come out with a higher number on Kentucky, we'll find some value on the home dog here because I believe that Vandy is this strong of a team when they play at home.
So you're saying strong home court for Vandy?
I believe it, yes.
What stuck out to me was from the first meeting, Kentucky out-rebounded Vandy 41-22 in that first meeting, and thus the double-digit win. If Vandy can, clean that up at home, they make a game of this.
Yeah, they have the size too. That's why when I looked in the box score, I was so surprised.
Hold on, let's drill down because we don't want to get back to bad habits. So you're saying if Vandy rebounds, they're going to do fine. That's not telling us anything. Are they going to rebound? Was there something about the first game where when it was deceiving that they were so out-rebounded?
Well, not so much deceiving from the first game, but what I'm looking at in this second meeting, to me, Kentucky's in a bad spot here. Kentucky's in the middle of a 5-game stretch in which they're playing 4 games on the road, but the game they got up next is a big one. It's circled on Kentucky's calendar. It's the only game they lost this year. They play South Carolina next. Big revenge game for Kentucky, so they might have one.
When's the next game, on Wednesday?
They're playing Saturday. I think they play on Monday or Tuesday, probably Tuesday night ESPN.
All right, so we're not sure. You don't have that in front of you.
No, it's 5 days after they meet Vandy.
Okay, so let me ask you this. All right, so 5 days, that's a good amount of time to prep for that next game. Can you really be a pick'em or a 1-point favorite on the road in conference and not be focused? I mean, do you really look ahead here as a negative for Kentucky?
Again, a discussion me and you always have. Yes, they will be focused, but Vandy's going to have the greater focus because Vandy's playing, they are the home team, they are playing with the revenge, and they're not the team in the middle of 4 games on the road, in a 5-game stretch.
So let me ask you guys right now, and just give me a straight answer. No hemming and hawing. Where do you rank Kentucky in the country right now?
Top 2 teams, top 2-3 teams at the worst.
I agree at this point in time.
And with Wall, clearly their hype factor, or their marquee-ness, as we joke sometimes, is way high.
Yeah.
So as a handicapper, don't you have to pretty much go into this game saying, I'm playing Vandy or I'm passing? Because you're not going to get a lot of value on Kentucky.
No. And especially with people seeing how they just went into Mississippi State, who Mississippi State is a very good SEC team. I mean, and they beat them. I mean, they actually, it took overtime, but they beat Mississippi State, who's second on their side of the conference.
That's actually why I don't have an official play on this game, because I think the Tuesday night game against Mississippi State cost us some value. I think if Kentucky would have had a good showing, it was on TV, and handled Mississippi State easily.
What was the line of the game?
2.5.
So they covered.
They ended up coming. They had to go to overtime.
But they covered.
Well, but the game ended in regulation as a tie. Mississippi State took them to the limit.
Listen, if you bet Kentucky and you cashed your ticket, you're not going to be shy about betting Kentucky again.
But if you did bet Kentucky, when that game was over, you walked away from that game feeling lucky because you're not supposed to cover a favorite.
Yeah, I mean, if you win, you're bad. I would agree if they win by 30. If it's a 2.5-point favorite, that's pretty much saying the game's going to be very close, and overtime's a natural. I don't think. Well, let me ask you, Vera, did you come away from that game thinking less of Kentucky?
No, I was surprised, but it was impressive that they were able to go into Mississippi State and beat them. I mean, that was a big game for Mississippi State.
Yeah, I would agree with that. All right, speaking of that, this is the one segment of 4 we don't have a free pick on. What we do each week is we give away a coupon for $10. You can go to pregamepros.com and get any best bet you want, $10 off. Marco, tell us the coupon and tell us some of the hot pros.
Okay, well, we're going to go with Slam Dunk 10 for the coupon. All one word, Slam Dunk, and the number 10. You'll get $10 off. Just go to Pregame Pros, buy whatever you want, put it in your shopping cart. When you get to the checkout, just enter that code. You get $10 off. And yes, if it's a $10 item, it's free.
On the house.
It's free. Hot Cappers, we've got some guys that are doing very well. If you like betting totals, Lenny Del Genio's been on a tear with his totals. Lenny Del Genio, former Las Vegas bookmaker for Bally's Casino.
Let's go.
Okay.
Give us the record.
All right. He hit 9 in a row going into yesterday.
Into Wednesday, 9 totals in a row. VR, you're leading college basketball right now at the monitor.
8 straight. That's been like 11 straight weeks.
And you're like 14 or something NBA?
Fourth in
the NBA.
Sick.
All right, all joking aside, we try to be hardcore here in regards to not just hyping the good stuff.
True.
You know, we want to win. You know, we want to win more than we lose. We want to cash. That's always the first goal. And we got a hell of a team at Pregame Pro. So, and there's $10 for you. Okay, so we got about 2 minutes. Let me ask you guys. All right, so we talked about how good Kentucky was. You know, Marco, one of the things you do a lot of is trap games. We've been talking about that the whole podcast. Doesn't a pick'em game or so here beg for Kentucky money?
Absolutely. I mean, that's going to put this game on the
excuse me,
ring.
back up. Beg for Vandy. Or excuse me, yeah, they're begging for Kentucky money. Yes,
absolutely, yes. Anytime you have a marquee team, you know, we're taping on Thursday. Actually, that's one of my trap game type plays tonight on Thursday, Wisconsin and Minnesota.
Yeah, and Mississippi, Vandy plays tonight as well against Mississippi. That's going to be a tough game for them.
Right.
They're a 3-point dog there.
I mean, the point I'm making is if the line does come out around pick, I mean, that's me. I mean, I'm not sure that there'd be a lot less people playing. You know, if this line came out 2.5, Kentucky, are you really saying that you'd get a ton of Vandy action? I think that they're assuming it's going to be 65-35 if they come out of pick, and it doesn't seem like they would mind that.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. 2.5 and under, I coin is the phrase, you basically pick the winner. And anytime you have a game where it's just pick the winner and one team is so much more dominant than the other, that is the potential for a trap game because the public is going to just automatically...
They're not afraid of Kentucky money, clearly, if they come out of pick.
Yeah, I like Vandy here, dude. I'm telling you, I think this team's for real. They had a tougher schedule than Kentucky. They had a tougher non-conference schedule than Kentucky. They got a great senior in Beal scoring like a machine. I think they're in a good spot
We use a
here.
phrase here.
Right.
This is their
statement
game.
Absolutely.
This is Vandy's statement game.
All right, guys, another week in the books, another good week. We had 3 free picks out there. And remember, you can get all of our videos at pregame.tv. And remember, any game that we preview, go to the comments section, predict the score of the game before the game, and if you get it exactly right, you win $100 to spend any way you want at pregame.com. Now, if you like iTunes, you can just go there and search for pregame.com and download and listen. We'll be back next week on Thursday.